Good morning or afternoon, depending on where you're at, and thank you for watching today. My name is Adam Barker, and I'm the North Florida Territory Manager with HVAC Associates. Today, we're going to discuss an innovative air purification solution, the Armstrong VidaShield UV24, designed to enhance indoor air quality while integrating seamlessly into your projects. As engineers and architects, you're tasked with designing healthier, more efficient buildings, and indoor air quality has become a major focus. The VidaShield provides a ceiling-mounted UVC air purification system that operates independently of the HVAC systems to reduce airborne pathogens in real time. By the end of this session, you'll have a clear understanding of how the VidaShield improves air quality and infection control, its technical performance and installation requirements, and the design flexibility and standards compliance it offers. Indoor air quality is now a key concern in commercial, healthcare, and education facilities. Traditional HVAC filtration alone has limitations when it comes to removing airborne pathogens. Poor indoor air quality leads to respiratory issues and decreased cognitive function, which highlights the need for advanced air purification. Pathogens such as COVID, influenza, and tuberculosis are often smaller than 1 micron, making them difficult to capture with standard HVAC filtration. Limited air change rates in conventional HVAC systems allow stagnant air, which increases the likelihood of airborne disease transmission. HVAC filters are not designed to capture all airborne viruses, which means complementary purification systems are essential. Indoor air pollution is often 2 to 5 times worse than outdoor air pollution, compounding health issues. Viruses and bacteria thrive in stagnant air, which is common in buildings with outdated ventilation systems. Reducing airborne contaminants can lead to better health outcomes for employees and customers, enhancing overall business performance. Traditional floor-based air purifiers have limited coverage, pulling contaminants across the room's occupants before filtering them. Ceiling-mounted solutions like the VidaShield draw air upward, preventing the pathogen recirculation and ensuring a more effective air cleaning process. The VidaShield is a 2x4 ceiling-mounted UVC air purification system that continuously pulls air into the shielded UVC chamber. The continuous airflow ensures that pathogens are neutralized before they settle on surfaces. This operates independently of the HVAC system, providing an extra layer of protection in high-risk areas. Inside, the UVC light neutralizes viruses, bacteria, and mold spores by cracking the RNA strand, then returns the clean air into the room. Because it is shielded, it ensures safe UVC operation with no direct exposure to occupants. Depending on the application, the VidaShield is typically always on, meaning it is actively purifying the air without any manual intervention. It can also be tied into any switches or occupancy sensors to help with any energy conservation goals. This system is ideal for hospitals, waiting rooms, classrooms, gyms, office spaces, and other areas where continuous air treatment is essential. The low-energy UVC light is highly effective while consuming minimal electricity, making it an energy-efficient solution with the unit only drawing half an amp. The VidaShield is 99% effective in a single pass against pathogens including COVID, influenza, tuberculosis, and RSV. We do have white papers on all this information, and I'm always happy to share those. As mentioned, the system is designed for continuous air cleaning, ensuring pathogen reduction even in occupied spaces. I like to think of this like the tortoise and the hare. Our product is the tortoise, while the central system is the hare. While the main system is pumping out air as fast as it can to the space, our product is just slowly churning, constantly treating the air. While people enter and contaminate the space, that air contamination pie, so to speak, continues to grow, relying on the return air to capture it and remove what it can. This leaves a huge gap where our system fits in, just quietly churning in the background, treating that contaminated air, ultimately reducing that portion of the pie to zero. This product can be installed in new or retrofit projects, providing flexibility for different building needs. It requires no additional ductwork, making installation faster and more affordable. Unlike traditional HEPA or MERV filtration, it operates without increasing static pressure or requiring system upgrades. Higher MERV-rated filters can strain HVAC systems, increasing energy costs. VidaShield eliminates this concern. It works in conjunction with existing ventilation, improving air turnover rates. This makes it a low-energy, high-efficiency solution that is easy to retrofit into existing buildings. Designed for drop-in installation into standard ceiling grids, there are also mounting kits for all ceiling types. Minimal maintenance, the UVC module lasts up to 9,000 hours and can be replaced without disrupting the ceiling system. If you break that down, in areas that the unit is always on, you would replace the bulb once a year and the filters every 3 months. If it's installed somewhere like a school, where it's off overnight and off on the weekends, you can stretch this out and replace the bulb every 2 years and the filters every summer and Christmas break, keeping it simple for the maintenance teams. All servicing is done from below the ceiling, eliminating the need for above ceiling access. So this fits into standard ceiling layouts with no visible UVC light exposure, ensuring both safety and a clean design. Being up in the ceiling, this eliminates any clutter or distraction like a traditional floor-based unit. The silent operation ensures the unit does not interfere with work or learning environments. Available in multiple finishes to blend seamlessly into office, healthcare, and educational environments. If you need us to color match, just send an RAL number or a color sample and we can do so. This system contributes to certification points for WELL and LEED programs, helping buildings meet sustainability and health goals. Real quick, I did want to take a look at the spec sheet so you're familiar with it. The first page gives you a brief overview of the product. On the right side, you can see some typical applications to get an idea for how to implement the unit. There's a standard 3-year system warranty, and the second page has the part numbers you would need for your schedules. They're very short and simple and just signify the tile type or if you're using the light kit. Also, the tiles can be matched to any tile you want. They can easily be switched out in the field if needed. They also show all of the different mounting kits you may need or want depending on the different ceiling types. You really don't have to worry about this. If you want, you can just send the information over to the team or whatever drawings you have. We can recommend which kit as well as layout recommendations. I do have a short video that once again highlights what we've talked about so far.
Concerned with indoor air quality and containment of viruses, bacteria, and allergens where you work, learn, heal, and play? Standards and safety products in all aspects of life, including indoor spaces, are changing. You're familiar with doctors wearing masks during surgery, and dental hygienists wearing them during routine procedures. UV light has been used as a disinfection tool for years in healthcare, but the challenge with UVC technology has always been the method of delivery. It can't be used in occupied spaces, and is only effective in areas with direct line of sight, until now. That is exactly what makes Armstrong's VidaShield UV24 air purification system different. Operating 24/7, 365 days a year in occupied spaces, this innovative solution is a continuous UVC air purification system for safer in-room air and reduced settling of bacteria and fungi on surfaces. Healthcare staff have reported improved indoor air quality and reduced odors. Armstrong VidaShield UV24 is an active system that draws microorganisms toward a UVC lamp. There are 2 vents on the face of the fixture. Behind one is an array of fans which draw in air through a MERV6 filter, removing large particles of dust. Air is pulled through the filter into the chamber mounted on the back of the fixture at approximately 50 cubic feet per minute. It can treat a volume of air equivalent to a 10 by 10 by 8 room 4 times per hour. Once in the chamber, a high-intensity UVC lamp operates at the peak wavelength of 253.7 nanometers. The air is then pushed through an opposing grill at a 30-degree angle to promote circulation of the treated air through the room. Once installed, it requires no engineering controls to operate and minimal maintenance, keeping operational costs low. Armstrong VidaShield UV24 air purification system can be used in hospitals, long-term care facilities, nursing homes, schools, commercial office buildings, and any other location where cleaner air is desired. The energy-efficient Armstrong VidaShield UV24 air purification system is available for Ultima Health Zone, School Zone Fine Fishered, Cala Health Zone, or with an LED light option, and is part of the 24/7 Defend portfolio of solutions that contribute to healthier spaces and cleaner air. It integrates seamlessly with Armstrong suspension systems and ceiling panels for a complete ceiling solution, along with options for drywall and acoustical installations, existing flat lid ceilings, and exposed structure applications. For more information, visit armstrongceilings.com/VidaShield.
A medical center in Columbus, Ohio allowed Armstrong to perform some tests and collect samples, and the data was very interesting. They implemented a unit in 3 main areas: the medical center lobby, the pharmacy lobby, and an exam room, 2 being high traffic areas and 1 being a low traffic area. Now, the hospital was reluctant at first because they already had an ion generator system installed for IAQ, indoor air quality, but the numbers were shocking to them. Now, in the low traffic area, there was a minimal improvement in the airborne contaminants, but this makes sense. Since there is minimal human activity in this room, there's no one contaminating it in the first place, because we are the ones bringing in pathogens when we talk, breathe, sneeze, and etc. So there wasn't much to clean up. The fungal count was where the major impact was. Since there was still mold being introduced through the HVAC system or the building itself, they saw an 83% decrease in airborne contaminants. In both the pharmacy and the hospital lobbies, both high traffic areas, there was a 95+% reduction in airborne contaminants, 100% reduction in mold, and 100% reduction in MRSA contamination. They were absolutely shocked by this data. They also did a study on HAIs, or hospital-acquired infections. In a 16-room study, they were able to reduce the HAIs from 8.8 a month down to 3.5. This is a huge deal for the hospitals. Each HAI cost them $20,000. If you come in for a gallbladder surgery and leave with bronchitis, insurance isn't going to cover this. So the hospital is on the hook, as well as a loss of a room and hours for their doctors. It averages out to be about $20,000 for the hospital. That could easily be the difference in $100,000 per month per room. Now imagine this cost savings when applied to the 156 rooms they have. This is instant savings and instant money back in the hospital's pockets. Schools where this has been installed, studies showed a 20% improvement in attendance. This is huge for states or counties where funding is based off attendance. Even if attendance doesn't impact funding, schools are seeing immediate impact with limiting teachers' absences, which ultimately saves them double by not having to pay a substitute and the sick teacher. I do apologize if there's anyone who's watching this whose significant other is a sub. Not trying to hurt your pockets at all. I do have a quick video on Zuni Public Schools, a school district in New Mexico that was devastated after COVID, and have seen a dramatic impact by installing the VidaShield in their district.
Indoor air quality is important to the Zuni community, not just the students, not just the teachers. When COVID happened, Native American communities were heavily impacted. Zuni was impacted to the point where they closed the community off. If you didn't live here or work here, you couldn't even drive through on the state highway because there were so many people that passed away with complications due to COVID. The key considerations we had when we selected the product were ease of use. When you have the floor-mounted ones, somebody has to remember to turn them on or turn them off. The floor-mounted air purifiers, they're 2 feet off the floor. I don't know how good the circulation is, where they just have to circulate the air the bottom 2 feet off the floor, as near as I can tell. It may be different. It may be circulating everything, and I hope it was. But when you have them in the ceiling, it has to draw everything from the floor up. You flip the lights on when you come in, and they're on. And they're on continuously. You don't have to worry about whether they're running or not. They have a green light on them that tells you if you've got an issue, whether it's not working, you need to replace a filter or another piece. So it gives you an added layer of security, knowing that all of the air is being circulated, not just those 2 feet closest to the floor that kids aren't even breathing anyway.
Actually, I like the idea of it being up in the ceiling because it was out of the way. You don't have to worry about someone accidentally falling over. You don't have to worry about a student deciding they wanted to play with it.
One of us would set it up because we had, 2 guys working on it. So one of us would set it up, one of us go in there, prep the area to go in. Then once we did that, we find our power supply, run our power, and then bring the unit up, install it, wire it up, and then power it up, and then put the bulb in and power test it, and that was it. When it came down to, the maintenance part of changing out the bulb, the filters, all these are completely easy. Easy access, everything, everything else, like I said, is they're easy to get to, the bulb's easy to get to, the filter's easy to get to.
Well, you always have people who, when they come in the room, they'll want to know what it is. When I tell them what it is, that's usually when they say, "Oh, that's good to know that you have those products in your classrooms and in your offices. That makes me feel like my kids are going to be a little safer." Or if it's an adult, "Oh, okay, so you're concerned about your staff as well." Yes, absolutely.
The district is in the process of consolidating 3 schools into one. So in the future, we plan to install the same technology in all the rooms in the new facility that will be finished in February of 2027.
So that is my presentation. Real quick, I just want to give a quick recap and some of the major takeaways. The VidaShield offers a proven, effective, and non-disruptive air purification solution. It integrates seamlessly into both new construction and retrofit projects, providing real-time pathogen control. The system is a scalable solution, making it adaptable for small offices, large hospitals, and everything in between. With low maintenance, energy efficiency, and strong third-party data, it's an excellent choice for enhancing building safety. The demand for indoor air quality solutions will continue to grow, making the VidaShield a long-term investment for your clients. Many facility managers are looking for set-it-and-forget-it solutions, and the VidaShield meets that need. Partnering with Armstrong and HVAC Associates will ensure expert guidance, support, and industry-leading technology to help integrate the VidaShield into your projects. I'm happy to answer any questions or concerns you may have. Let me know what I can do to help. Thank you guys so much for taking the time. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.